of 13.2. Here it is given that one card is drawn at random from a well shuffled pack of 52 cards, in which of the following cards are the event E and F independent or not. First is E, the card drawn is a spade. F, the card drawn is an ace. So first of all, we take here there are three different type of case. We take a case one by one. First of all, E is the card drawn is a spade. E, the card drawn is a spade. And we know that there are 13 cards of spade. So the probability of this event E is equal to 13 by 52, or it is 1 by 4. F is the event that the card is an S. The card drawn is an ace. Right? So here we know that there are 4 A's in a pack of a card. So therefore PF is equal to 4 by 52, or it is 1 by 13. Right? Now we first find P E into PF, which is 1 by 4 and 1 by 13. It is 1 by 52. Right? This is our first answer. Now second thing is, we take the intersection of these two cards. So one thing you remember, that there is only one ace of a spade, right? So ace of a spade is only one. So PE intersection F is the card is a spade and an ace. So it is 1 by 52. This is second. Now if you see the result 1 and 2, then both are equal. So we can say that 1 equal to 2 means E and F are independent events, right? So this way our first case is solved. Now we go for the second one. Okay, next event is second. Here E is the card is drawn in which is black. The card drawn is black. Now there are 26 black card color. Okay, here not given the different type of group, but here the color is given. So we can say that there are 26 card of black. So 26 by 52, it is 1 by 2. And F is the card is king. The card drawn is a king. Right? So king, there are 4 king, same kind of S. So PF is equal to 4 by 52, it means 1 by 13. Okay, so PE and PF is equal to 1 by 2 and 1 by 13, it is 1 by 26. This is our result 1. Now PE intersection F. Now there are 2 king of black color, right? Not a spade or any group, but here the black color and king. So there are 2 cards which are black and also a king. So the intersection of P and E and F is 2 by 52. It is 1 by 26. This is also same result. So we can say that 1 equal to 2. Therefore E and F are independent events. Right? So this way second term is also independent. Now we talk about the third one. Okay, third. In third case, E is the event that the card drawn is king or queen. The card drawn is king or queen. So PE is equal to, now here one thing you remember that either card is king or queen. So there are 4 king and 4 queen, right? So total 8 cards are there and 52. It is 4 by 26 or 2 by 13. 2 by 30. So this way first event is obtained. Now the second is F. It is the card drawn is queen or jack. Queen or jack. So this is also the same kind of event. So here also 8 by 52 or 2 by 13. So therefore PE into PF, it is 2 by 13 into 2 by 13, it is 4 by 169. This is our first answer. Now PE intersection F. E intersection F means the common in between these two events, which is the queen, right? Queen is the common. So here we can say that E intersection F is the card is a queen. So it is 4 by 52 or it is 1 by 13, right? So from 1 and 2 we can say that 1 is not equal to 2 or E and F are not. E and F are not independent events, right? So this way we can prove that in first two case the events are independent, but in third case it is not. Next. Okay, in 16 it is given that in a hostel 60% of the student read Hindi newspaper, 40% read English newspaper and 20% read both English and Hindi newspaper. A student is selected at random. So first of all, let A be the event that the student read Hindi newspaper and B be the event that the student read English newspaper. So here it is given that 60% read Hindi. So PA is equal to 60 by 100. PB is equal to 40 by 100 and 20% read both newspaper. It is intersection 20 by 100. Now these things are given. Now one thing is there. Find the probability that she read neither Hindi nor English newspaper. So here we want to find the students which are not read any one of the newspaper. So first of all we find PA union B, which is PA plus PB minus PA intersection B. So it is 60 by 100 plus 40 by 100 minus 20 by 100. So it is 80 by 100. Now we want to find a student read neither read of the both newspaper. So here it is 1 minus PA union B. So here it is 1 minus 80 by 100 or it is 20 by 100. So here the probability that the student read neither of the newspaper is 20 by 100. Okay, one thing we obtain. Now the second thing is this is 20 or it is 1 by 5 or 0.2. You take anything. Now this is our first thing, that neither of the newspaper read by the student. Now the second thing is also given that we want to find if she reads Hindi newspaper, find the probability that she reads English newspaper. Okay, so here it is given that probability of she read Hindi newspaper, then find the probability that she read English newspaper. Means we want to find PB by A, right? So PB by A is PA intersection B upon PA, which is directly we find A intersection B is 20 by 100 upon PA is 60 by 100. So it is 1 by 3 or 0.33. You take anything. So this is our first answer. Same way, the second one is C or 3. If she read English newspaper, then find the probability that she read Hindi newspaper. The reverse of this. If she read English newspaper, then find the probability that she read Hindi newspaper. PA intersection B upon PB. So it is 20 by 100 upon 40 by 100. So it is 1 by 2, right? Or 0.50. You take anything. So this way, from the given data, we find the different 3 types of data or events probability, right? So this way we can find our answer. Okay, now go for the next one. Okay, 17. In the 17th sum, the probability obtaining an even prime number on each die when a pair of die is rolled. Okay, so when we want to roll a pair of a die, then we have x equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and y is also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now here we total observations are 36. Now here we want to obtain even prime number. So probability of getting an even prime number on both die is PA. Let we get the event is A, and here there are only one observation, which is 2 2, right? So here 2 2 is the observations for which it is called that the prime number or even prime number. Okay, so here 1 by 36 is there. So only one observation is there and total observations are 36. So this way we can easily find the probability of getting even prime number on both the dice. Now the 18th one. In 18th, it is that two events A and B will be independent if two events A and B will be independent if dash. Okay, here A, B, C, D, 4 type of observation are given that A and B are mutually exclusive. First. Second is P A dash intersection B dash is 1 minus PA and 1 minus PB. Third thing is C, PA is equal to PB and D is PA plus PB equal to 1. For if A and B are independent, then we can say that P A intersection B is equal to PA into PB. Now this rule is observed. Now if we take the complement of this event, then also we get PA dash intersection B dash is equal to PA dash into PB dash. These events are also independent event, and PA dash is 1 minus PA into 1 minus PB. So this answer is given in our B. So our answer is B. So in first, the answer is D. In this MCQ, the answer is D, and here in 18, the answer is B. Okay, so this way we can obtain the answers. Okay. So this way we can complete our exercise or this exercise 13.2. Now we go for the some fundamental rules of total probability and Bayes theorem, right? Okay. Okay. So here first is the theorem of total probability. Now here this is most important theorem of the probability and quite hard, right? So remember this thing very carefully, that you want to find a total probability of any event with respect to other event, then we can use this theorem. First is or the statement is, let E1, E2 up to En be a mutually exclusive and exhaustive event. Mutually exclusive means their intersection is null set, and exhaustive means their union is sample space S, right? So mutually exclusive and exhaustive events E1, E2 up to En. All the events are mutually exclusive and exhaustive. Each having non-zero probability of occurrence, means their probability of occurrence is non-zero, means any positive real number is there for their probability. Then there is one another event A, be any event associated with sample space S. Now A is also event which is also related to the event E1, E2 up to En. Then if we want to find the total occurrence or total probability of A, then it is PA is equal to PE1 into PA by E1 plus PE2 into PA by E2 plus up to PEN into PA by En. So simply we take the sigma, or it is called sigma j equal to 1 to n Pej into Pa by Ej, right? This is the total probability theorem. From this total probability theorem, first we find the total probability of any event and then we use it in the Bayes theorem. Now we talk about the Bayes theorem, Boyle's theorem or Bayes theorem. Okay, let me start. Okay, now Bayes theorem or Boyle's theorem, if E1, E2 up to En are n non-empty events which constitute a partition of sample space S, it means what? E1, E2 up to En are pairwise disjoint, means their intersection is null set, means E1 intersection E2 is null set, E2 intersection E3 is null set, so on. E1, En intersection with E1 or any two events intersection is null set, and E1 union E2 union E3 up to union En is equal to S, means the sample space, and A is any event of non-zero probability. Then if we want to find PEI by A is equal to PEI into PA by EI upon sigma j equal to 1 to n PEJ into PA by EJ, where I is equal to 1 to 3 up to n. If we want to just simplify it for any two event, for E1, E2 and A, where E1 intersection E2 is null set and E1 union E2 is S. If these two events are given and we want to find PE1 by A, then we can find A by this way, PE1 into PA by E1 upon PE1 into PA by E1 plus PE2 into PA by E2. Same way, if we want to find PE2, then we can also find E2 by A, then PE2 into PA by E2 upon PE1 into PA by E1 plus PE2 into PA by E2, right? This is total probability. So this way we can find this answer, right? So this way we can say that when we want to find the conditional probability of E1, E2 and A according to the Bayes theorem, then we can find by this formula. For this, first you want to find PA, means total probability of A, and first you calculate the denominator and then you go through this one. So here there is some confusion is also there, means in total probability we use this result, but when we use Bayes theorem, then it is go through in denominator. So you can easily understand that here Bayes theorem is quite different than total probability theorem, or total probability theorem is a part of Bayes theorem, right? So this is very important theorem, and the sum of this type or Bayes theorems are quite hard and quite complicated, so be careful for this type of sum, right? Okay, now we this is our topics which we studied before we start 13.3, right? So these topics are very important, means the total probability theorem and the Bayes theorem, right? Both the theorems can be completed. Now in the next lecture we go through 13.3 exercise and then we go proceed on, right? So this way we can complete our this session. Now we talk all the rest exercise in the next our next lecture. Okay, thank you.